So hi everyone, in this tutorial we will be working with simple linear regression using Python and then visualizing it at the end. So I have already imported all the necessary libraries and I've also imported the data which is from Magic Bricks and it's a housing property data. Later on I have also made a different data frame. In this I have only two variables. This one is a independent variable and then price is a dependent variable. I've taken two variables intentionally because it will help us to visualize the data in a more simple way and understand the data also. Secondly, this video is dedicated for beginner level. So comparatively, this is a very small data set of just 51 records, and I have taken this intentionally so that we can understand the visualization in a better way. Plus, this is just for learning purpose for beginners. Now we'll start by splitting the data, and for splitting the data I have already brought in this sklearn train test split library. So we'll start by splitting our data into training and testing data sets. Now we will be fitting x and y into this, and you can specify the test size. As our data set is very small, so I will be going with 70-30 ratio, 70 into the training and 30 into testing, and random state will be 0. So now let's check. Yeah, so we have successfully split the data now, and the next step will be fitting the data. But before fitting the data, I would like to visualize the data, that after the splitting how our data is looking. So for that I will be making a function, and the name of the function will be plot, and you can name the function anything. It will take 4 parameters. First will be training data set, because we will be visualizing both training and testing data set, so we have to give it 4 parameters. First will be xtrain, ytrain, xtest and ytest. So I will be naming, or I will be assigning xtrain into training data, ytrain into train label. You can name them anything. Now second thing will be test data, which is our xtest, and fourth thing will be test label, which is our ytest. And I've made a mistake here, so it will be ytrain. Okay, and I will be making a 5th parameter also, which will be predictions. So right now I will set it as none because we haven't predicted anything till now. Okay, now we'll do one thing. We'll set the figure size, and we are using matplotlib for this. Seven is to 7, 5. This will be our size of figure, and now we will be plotting our training data set. Plotting the training data set. So we will be using scatter plot. Now we will be giving X and Y, which is training data and train label. It might look confusing at first, but after some time when we'll see our results, so it will be very simple, and we'll give it name as training data. Similarly, we will be plotting our test data also. And in this we'll be including test data and test label. Test data and test label. Okay, yeah. We'll give a red color to our testing data and label it as testing data. So right now we do not have any predictions, so we won't use it. So if you are unable to understand that what I have done here, so I'll explain it once again, that I have created a function to visualize the data. And visualize which data? The splitted data. The data which we have split into two parts, training and testing, will show on a plot that how it's looking after getting split. In order to do that, I have taken four parameters here: X train, Y train, X test and Y test, and I have assigned them an variable. Second thing is, I have set the plot size here, and first we will be plotting the training data. We'll be using the scatter plot, and then we'll be plotting the test set, which is using test data and test label. And for both I will be using scatter plot only. Now in order to look how our plot is looking, we'll just call our function. The name of the function is plot, so we'll just call plot in the next cell. There we go. So we can do a little bit of labeling because it's not very clear to understand, but for now, as I've given the color blue to the training dataset and color red to our test dataset, so you can identify that how randomly it has chosen the data points. All the blue color here is our training dataset, and all the red here is a test dataset. This entire step is completely optional. You need not to follow it in order to perform linear regression, but the motive of this step was to see how our data looks in visualization. I've just added a line here to make the plot visually more simple. And now we'll go ahead and start the process of fitting our data. Before fitting the data, we need to make sure that we have converted or reshaped the data. Otherwise, it will show an issue while fitting the data. So we'll reshape it. like this. Now we will call the linear regression. Okay, so it's values here. Now we'll assign a variable. Now we'll go ahead and fit the data into our model. There we go. Yeah, so we have successfully fit the data, and now we'll see our results. In order to see our results, we'll have to predict the data, and there is a function called model dot predict, and model is your object name, and we will be predicting the value of test data. So I will be giving the parameter as text as x test. And now let's print the results. So we have results here, and now I'll go ahead and compare it. So as we can compare, there is a huge gap and huge margin, as you can see here. In the first it's 36 and the model is giving 21. Second one is 1,40,000 something, and it's showing you 7 lakhs. Oh sorry, it's 10 lakhs and it's showing you 7 lakhs. So there are various ways where we can improve the performance of dataset, but the main focus of this video is to show you how to perform linear regression. There are many methods to check the accuracy of the model, so let's do it first. So for doing that, I am in the documentation of sklearn, and from here we'll import the R2 score first. And now we'll check the R2 score. So you just have to pass on y test values and the predicted values. The score is 0.19, which is really poor. And now that we have predicted the value, I would like to take you above in this function. Here I have given the value of predictions as none. Let me copy this code first and paste it here in the new line. Now we need not to keep this as a none because we already have our predicted values. So I'll do one thing, that I'll remove none and set predict as our predictions. And now if predictions let's say prediction is is not none. And now we will try to visualize that best fit line, and for that we need to compare test data, or we need to fit test data and predictions. Again, predictions will be capital. Color can be of your choice. I'll go with green this time and label it as best fit line. Alright, it's time to see our results, and in order to do that you just need to call the function which is plot, and there you go. And you might see a result like this. So we need not to look at the training data, so I've just commented out, and you can also do the same because it will look more simple to understand and visualize the data. So I hope you have understood and you have created an intuition at how we can perform linear regression on a small data set, and there are many ways to improve the score and accuracy and make your model better. The whole purpose of this video was to how to visualize data and fit the data into linear regression, and I hope you liked it. Thank you.